She stomped up my driveway, a fiery ball of entitlement in a floral dress, her hand outstretched. "I'm here for my keys," she demanded, her voice a grating, high-pitched whine that cut through the peaceful hum of my afternoon. What on earth was she talking about? I took a slow sip of my iced tea, the cold condensation clinging to the glass, and just stared at her. A bead of sweat trickled down my temple, but the afternoon heat was nothing compared to the fiery rage in her eyes. The scent of freshly mown grass and blooming hydrangeas filled the air, a stark contrast to the sour, unpleasant energy she was radiating. I watched a robin hop across the lawn, completely oblivious to the impending drama. It was a beautiful day, perfect for doing nothing at all, which is exactly what I'd been doing. "What keys?" I asked, my tone flat, a deliberate attempt to defuse the situation. She laughed, a short, sharp sound, and planted her hands on her hips. Her eyes narrowed to angry slits. "The keys to my house, obviously. I've been calling and calling you, but you refused to answer, so I'm just going to take them now." My eyebrows shot up. My house? The one I'd bought 2 years ago after selling my old place? The one with the new roof I just paid for? Was she delusional? She took a step closer, her face twisting into a grotesque sneer. "Don't look so surprised. You thought you could just take my property from me? That's not how this works. Sweetie." The audacity, the sheer, unadulterated gall of it all was almost comical. My jaw clenched. I wasn't about to hand over the keys to the home I worked a double shift for just because some stranger felt entitled to it. "Ma'am, I think you have the wrong address. This is my property." The vein in her neck pulsed. The calm, even tone I was using seemed to enrage her more than any shouting match ever could. "Wrong address? Don't you lie to me. I know this house. I lived here for years." And then, the unmistakable sound of flesh meeting flesh, a sharp, stinging smack that echoed in the sudden silence of the afternoon. She had slapped me. My cheek burned, a dull ache spreading across my skin. For a moment, all I could hear was the ringing in my ears. I just stood there, stunned, the tea glass now clutched tightly in my hand. Her triumphant smirk was the last straw. The slap was her biggest mistake. I slowly set my tea on the small patio table, the clink of glass on with sounding unnaturally loud. My voice was no longer flat. It was low, and it was hard, and it cut right through her. "You just hit a police officer, ma'am." The color drained from her face faster than you could say Karen. Her jaw went slack. The entitlement vanished, replaced by pure, unadulterated terror. She started stammering. Her bravado completely evaporated. What? "No. You're not, you can't be." I reached into the back pocket of my shorts and pulled out my badge, holding it up for her to see. The silver shield glinted in the sunlight. "I'm an off-duty cop, and I just witnessed you assault me on my own property." Her eyes darted from my face to the badge, then back again, her mind clearly racing to find a way out. I didn't know. I thought you were the landlord," she shrieked. Oh, a second twist. This was getting interesting. "I am," I said, and the smirk I returned was ice cold. "I'm Alex Stone, the landlord who evicted you for trashing this place and skipping out on 3 months' rent. Remember me now?" Her mouth opened and closed like a fish out of water. The memories clearly came flooding back: the eviction notice, the legal threats, the bitter departure. I watched as her face crumpled, the realization of her mistake hitting her like a ton of bricks. It was perfect. I pulled out my phone and dialed the station. "This is Officer Stone. Off duty. I need a unit dispatched to my residence at 422 Cherry Lane. I have a trespasser here, who is a former tenant, and has just assaulted me." "Yes, that's right. A unit. Now." Her eyes grew wider with every word I spoke. The sound of distant sirens began to grow louder. A sweet, sweet song of justice. She scrambled to back away, mumbling incoherent apologies. but there was nowhere to run. She had walked right into a trap of her own making, confident in her perceived power, blind to the true nature of the person she was harassing. The sirens were now deafening. I just stood there, my hand on the phone, watching the beautiful, well-deserved show. This wasn't about vengeance. It was about karma. It was about the simple, undeniable fact that when you live your life believing the world owes you something, the universe will eventually come to collect. And today, for this Karen, the bill was due. The justice in that moment was palpable. The message was clear. No amount of bluster or self-importance can outrun the consequences of your actions. Not even on a perfect summer day. And especially not when you're standing in my front yard.